I will be right there with you guys. I hope everyone's having a good morning so far. It is still early here, of course. It's just a little bit after 5. I'm late, but you guys suspected that, didn't you? Um, I'm almost always just a little bit late. I just had our friend Julie Burst playing in the background. She has a new video out. I hope you guys go visit. Hey, Sniper. Sniper says Grand Risings. Nice to see you. Looking forward to this evening, or night for you, actually. I'm glad we're back in sync with that 5-hour difference. What do you guys think of Tom Wakechild yesterday? Tom's got a little different, just a little interpretation of the course. Well, you know what? I don't want to say interpretation. A little different emphasis on different aspects of the course. He places a premium, so it seems, on removing ourselves from fear. Of course, that's one of the great practices of forgiveness. Hey, Lee, is that forgiveness has us confront our fears. Traditional forgiveness or traditional thoughts of forgiveness says, I can't forgive you because what if? I can't have empathy for you because what if? I can't have kindness towards you because what if you're not kind to me in return? What if you mean to me in return? When what we're doing when we do that is we deny the innate strength, the power that we have. That love, absolute love, unconditional love, doesn't rely on contrast or comparisons. It doesn't have to say, I love you because, it says, I love you. It doesn't say, I love you in spite, it says, I love you. That's it. Our nature is love. We were created as love, from love, and to love. That's it. No bargaining chips thrown in there. No conditions. Now that doesn't mean on the level of body, on the level of who we believe we are, conditions might not be in place. And in fact, they should be. I was going to say probably should be. They should be. You know, you have on the level of the body, you have certain boundaries to protect yourself. But we're not dealing only with the level of the body. What we want to do is remind ourselves continuously so until we are awakened. Sissy, I made the same mistake. Tom was on point with my personal perspective with fear. Nice. I'm glad. I'm glad. Tom and I have been going back and forth for well over a month trying to find the right time, getting the technology. Both of us are a little technically shy, but we finally worked it out for last night. He would have appreciated a little more interaction on my part, he had mentioned. But I felt like I would have been interrupting his flow had I inserted myself too often in the conversation. It felt best, intuitively, just to back away a bit and let him talk. What do you guys think? You hear me all the time. You don't need to hear. And, you know, there are some people, like with Emily, I loved interacting with Emily. With Tom, I just liked sitting back a little bit and letting him go. It was the same a little bit with Alan. So you got to take each one a little, again, a little intuitively. Sissy says Thomas Wakefield, and she meant Wakechild. I did the same thing, even knowing differently. I kept going to Wakefield. I don't know why. I don't know anyone named Wakefield, right? But I do know one person named Wakechild, and that's Tom. And yet I kept saying Wakefield. So Thomas Wakechild blew my mind with so many synchronicities. I had to deepen my breathing towards the end as it was making me elated in the best possible way. That's awesome. In the best ways possible. I'm glad. I'm glad, you know, that we can bring someone here that will give us that. Hey, Anna. Anna says, "Good morning, Yogi. Good morning, everyone." Hey, Anna, you might want to watch our conversation with Tom Wakechild, because he talked a lot of stuff that might um, be of benefit. Sipper says, "Brings me back the deep urge when I was 8 or 9 to be a thrill seeker, a stuntman. Um, I was conditioned out by family. In a way, you still have that edge a little bit, don't you, with the climbing?" Sissy says, "My hearing impairment heard fueled." Hammer says, "What a great day to be alive." I'm absolutely, um, I don't know the word I'm looking for. It just totally left my mind. I'm glad to hear that. I'm happy to hear that. I'm ecstatic to hear that. What's going on, Hammer? He says, "I've been trying hard to try and build friendships. I think for me, sometimes less is more." You know, Lee, you are very sincere, and the friendship that you offer. Hey, Nino, you're very sincere in the kindness that you give, and you're very sincere in your own practice. Um, and I hope you stay sincere, always. So one of my superpowers is I've been very sincere in my own practice, in my own wish and desire. But I would urge you to take it easy on yourself, to be kind to yourself, to turn that same sincerity, that same love that you're sending to others, to turn it back on yourself a bit. Nope, today we don't have a guest coming, but we do have family here. We have a friend here. The Esoteric Lounge is opening its door at 5:25 and inviting everyone in. Pull up a chair, have your questions ready, maybe have a notebook, and listen to Scroll Sniper. Tomorrow evening, Lucy's going to pull cards. I don't have a guest unless things change until next week on the 14th. Corinne Zuka, who is a wonderful teacher of a course, as well as a psychotherapist, and she's going to talk about anxiety. She's going to talk about using A Course in Miracles and breath work as well, and dealing with our anxiety and other issues as well. She'll talk about fear. Her book, From Fear to Love, is about the tools that she used in her own journey from anxiety. Um, she has some social views as well, much like Emily, that she'll dive into. Oh, and she wants to talk about the Claires. Sniper and Sissy, you're both, and Kat, I think Kat's driving. Um, you are both going to appreciate that. You guys know what the Claires are, right? CLAIRS, the Claires. Nino, how are you, my friend? So this afternoon's live stream, I'm going to live stream my workout, by the way. This afternoon's live stream, we're just going to open it up. You know what? In a way, I'm sort of glad. I was really looking forward to James Twyman, but he couldn't make it, and that worked out so well because we were able to provide a safe place for our friend Stinkbug, just to be able to relax and share a bit of what he was going through. And sometimes all you need is to know that someone listened to you. Delirium says, "So no Craig? Did we know Craig? Craig who?" Sissy says, "What makes it most interesting is that I was storytelling with the cards, and the message that came out early yesterday was syncing with Tom's messages later in the evening." Makes me very misty-eyed. I hope it also confirms that you're on point, Sissy. Anna says, yes, I will listen. Thank you, Yogi. Thank you, Anna. Semper says, yes, always a thrill seeker. Taking a slight risk is life. Sissy says, also a tarot reading I did yesterday mid-morning that I haven't posted yet. May have more synchronicities as well. Semper says, Claire's. Hey, Dominic. Have a good day, man. You have a good day, too. Psychic or intuitive abilities often described as extrasensory perceptions that go beyond the five senses. Yep, and we have several Claires. She's going to talk about using the Claires as a way of... She has a free ebook. If I remember later today, I'll post the link to get her free ebook on using the Claires to allow the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit, she likes to call the Holy Spirit our inner therapist. You have a therapist right now, a thought system in your mind, and we're simply not choosing it. We're choosing the thought system of the ego that is never, ever going to go for true healing because there's a vested interest in keeping ourselves unhealed. We have that business card of the wounded that we can hand out to people. Don't hurt me, I'm already wounded. I can't help you, I'm already wounded. Please be careful and sensitive and extra caring to me because I'm wounded. F off because I'm wounded. This doesn't deny our wounds. But what it's saying is that, do you want to hold on to your wounds or do you want to heal? Do you want to be whole or do you want to offer fragments of yourself to everyone that you meet? Sissy says, sometimes I still doubt that trusted pineal gland and the clairs that result from the calcifying and cleansing routinely. You know what I love? One of the things I love. Hey, Carl. Good morning from a new city. You're in a hotel, right? You're going to be streaming from the hotel, right, Carl? Everyone says good morning to Carl. When are you going to stream, Carl? Anything before Friday? Semper says, Eric, most clairs are the divine feminine. Hey, actually, one guest that might come up, hopefully in the next few days, I hope. Maybe we can get her to talk. Maybe I can ask her to talk about not just the divine feminine, but the neglected nowadays divine masculine. This doesn't, I don't want to de-emphasize the divine feminine in any way, but we have abdicated the divine masculine, thinking it in terms of weakness instead of our true strength. Diogenes, did I pronounce that right? Is a big fixture right now for Adam in a really positive way, in a really good way. That was the divine masculine. Let's see. Hammer says, I couldn't be better. Currently positioned 3rd lane, 95 South. Leaving Rhode Island for Wheeling, West Virginia. Hey, you might be passing through the neighborhood, Hammer. Big 95 South. How far are you taking 95 South to? Where do you veer off on 95 South? I know Hammer he's in his happy place. Behind the wheel, big truck, big rig, as we say in the business. Since I'm not in the business, I'm going to say big truck. Hey, Hammer, safe driving, my friend. Lots of love. I'm so happy that you were in that spot. As a matter of fact, we're going to ring the bell once for you for safe driving. And we're going to, hey, Solana, we're going to ring it again because you're in your happy place. And that's where you deserve to be. One more time for blessings, my friend. May the road continue to bring you happiness. I'm sorry, Carl. The hotel live stream is put off until next week. Keep us posted. So today's message, this rising, is all about the pineal gland and its connection to cosmic anomalies. Why is that so hard? And possibly even starborn entities, including other selves and other dimensions, from other dimensions. Well, I will look forward to that one. Solana, how are you, my friend? Inner higher self that seeks to awaken or reunite. Anna says, good morning to Solana. Carl says, I never get a bell ring. Well, it's never gotten one and never getting one. Two different things. It's actually kind of, hey, Taylor. Bell rings can come upon requests. It can come from sort of intuition. You just feel like you need to ring it. So, Carl, this is just coming because we love you. So, PR says, you are very bald. I beg to differ. I am bald. I am bald. Very bald. Very bald would imply that I could be a little less bald, right? I don't know if that's true. Could I be less bald? You know, it seems like it would take a whole lot of effort to try to be less bald. At a certain point in your life, at a certain point in some people's life, it's just easier to be bald. You know what I mean? I don't want to place any effort. Why would I place effort in being bald? There's better things to do. Being bald just comes naturally and easily to me. It's my gift. It's my gift to you. You're welcome. I don't even get a thank you from your PR. I brought this baldness to your morning in order to shine. Simpa says, so while the name Claire itself does not suggest, does not make one a seer, the meaning of its root word clear is the essential element in the language used to describe the power of seers. I like that. Sonnet says, love to you. Thank you. Solana, love to you too, my friend. Solana, I hope you're well. Sometimes I can't believe that I still have people who have been visiting me for 2 years that remember me from 2 years ago. Pretty good feeling and actually indication sometimes that when I leave the room, my cats don't even remember me. And that's like in an instant. And yet, Selina, 2+ years has been coming in. She still makes her way here just to say hi and to send some love. Sissy says, woohoo, Carl. Hey, Coco. Coco, how are you? Bald is the new black. Sana said hi. PR says, oops. Yeah, I saw what you said. What you do with your legs is your business, my friend. That is a compliment. Well, thank you. I appreciate that compliment. It's like then PR. I appreciate that. Hit and like. I will take that as a compliment, my friend. PR, sometimes those frequencies affect my body as well. It's all about vibration. Sana says, this time of Mom, you, and a lot of Hindu gurus. A lot of Hindu girls. Girls? Carl says, any guests at 1 p.m.? No guests at 1 p.m. It's going to be, at least as of now, it's just going to be an easy, Sniper's going to be up tonight. Let us try to sing that song, The Beach Boys. PR was on a nice roll, enjoying his company, and he just went a fraction of a millimeter. Sanford says you have 5 minutes now to yourself. And yep, just clean yourself up, wipe off, come back in. But I should rephrase that. I should rephrase. Come back in. Step back in. So let me read what I wrote. And then we're going to get ready to take a walk. I forgot to take because I was excited about having Tom up here, I forgot to take the recycling out. So I got to do that before I walk. Here's what I wrote this morning. It's called My Reminder. And I was asked to consider my own innocence, that there was a hidden quality of my true nature that was not just long ignored, but was actually beyond my present state of comprehension. Perhaps that was my first confrontation with A Course in Miracles, and it felt almost like a blunt object of defiance to every self-belief that I held about myself. I certainly didn't feel innocent. Yet all the Course ever asks is for just a little willingness to consider that this might be so, to investigate through those gentle considerations that it offers. The only real confrontation here was my own self-doubt. Happily, I have touched upon an inner truth that shines bright beyond those dark beliefs. I have returned to innocence, repeatedly, as it is still so often forgotten. Of course, this little willingness extends now to you, to everyone. I am asked to consider the innocence of each person I encounter, challenging my ego's initial consideration with a deeper and sustained investigation. That's the nature of true forgiveness, Zen-like in its inquiry, a contemplation of what's shared between us. That's how I remember my innocence. You are my reminder. So imagine if you are my reminder. That means everyone who comes in is a reminder of your own innocence, but you got to look for it. If someone comes in, they pushes your buttons, if they say things that might trigger us in any way, it's not on them. They don't own our triggers. They're not the one that pulled the trigger. They're the one that presented the opportunity to see our own innocence, but you got to see it within them. Everything that you see on them is your projection. All the bad stuff, our projection. Unless we own it, we never get rid of it. Everyone is showing you, hey Marlon, everyone is showing you an aspect of yourself. And that's hard to see. That's why it feels like a confrontation. However, when we can accept it, whatever we are able to in this moment, whatever little bit we might be able to, and forgiveness is the essence of namaste. The light within me recognizes light within you. The innocence within me recognizes the innocence within you. We offer the opposite of a namaste. What we generally offer is my own confrontation, my own disbelief in who I truly am, recognizes it within you. And I don't like it. So I'm going to get rid of you. I'm going to chase you out of the room. I'm going to deny your existence. I'm going to call you names. I'm going to do everything other than thank you, which is what I should do. Because as I see you, I'm able to see and then forgive myself. And so we cleanse those doors of perception until we go beyond perception by erasing our projection, and now we go to extension. I'm extending only love. I'm not that good at it, I'll be honest with you. But we were talking about sincerity before. I'm very sincere in my practice. So every day I show up. Every day I show up here 3 times a day. No matter what anyone brings. Sometimes we have little miracles happen. Sometimes you'll see confrontations literally change before your eyes. Sometimes it might take a day, a week, whatever. We see that now. We see the softening of other people when they come in. Hey, Skeeter, thank you. We get a thumbs up from Skeeter. So hammer is 95 to 287, and then 78 through PA, then 70 into Wheeling. It's about 8 hours. 8 hours. So drop in the bucket for you. Hammer has the endurance that only a long-distance truck driver can have. So you won't even be sweeping through Maryland then. You'll take, you're going straight across PA down into West Virginia. I love Wheeling. That's where our friend Josh lives, by the way. The amazing, energetic Joshua. I was thinking that you might take 95 all the way to Maryland, then driving across Maryland, maybe picking up 70 in Maryland. Sissy says, no sick perverts are allowed to corrupt the ears of the innocent who may attend these lives. Thank you for your protection. The odds of the end, for that matter. It's okay, Sissy. It does not make you appear anything other than beautiful, loving, considerate Sissy. Nothing ever changes my view of any of you guys. What is my view on vindication? Well, it depends on what's being vindicated. Vindication means that maybe we had some doubts. I think it's always good to entertain doubt. We talked about that a bit yesterday. So what are we trying to vindicate? And does vindication last? Isn't a new doubt, another confrontation going to creep up? Sister says, maybe when I was in my early 20s, the course still seemed all right for adults. Now I sincerely don't like it. Gotcha. I understand completely. Good morning to you, Skeeter. Hey, Flora. Thank you again, Skeeter. I don't blame you. Skeeter says 4 channels last night. River fishing. Hey, have you been out on the kayak again lately? Marlon worked his neck and entire upper body. I got my kettlebells later today and some squats. Non-forgivable crimes. Well, you never forgive hey, Kat, you never forgive a crime. A crime isn't to be forgiven or not forgiven. A crime is to be dealt with. Now, what we do with the person who committed the crime is a different matter. Everyone is forgiven. Forgiven doesn't mean that you don't pay the consequence of an act that you've committed. It means that we see that you are deeply unhealed and that we can offer healing. Sometime that healing might take place in the form of something that seems drastic, removing someone from society for their benefit as well as our benefit. Yep, as Sissy says, however, nothing is unforgivable. Absolutely. Remember, we never deal with, Skeeter says, not yet. Have to get one. Looking for sitting kayak. Gotcha. Oh, you didn't train neck for the rest of the body. Gotcha. Hey, Grandmaster. By the way, your head look brighter every day. Compliment. I appreciate that. It's that inner shine. You know, one of the words for the breath of fire is also called the skull shining breath. You're literally learning to shine from within so that you can offer it to the world. I think some have whacked out DNA codes. Well, again, which is why we would offer forgiveness. If someone has a whacked out DNA code, is that their fault? Doesn't mean they're not held responsible for the acts that they've committed, but are they at fault if they have a whacked out DNA code? Semper says, Grandmaster, greetings. Skeeter says, kayaking, new for my channel next year, brother. Awesome. It's nothing to look forward to, Skeeter. I love when people keep expanding their channels, keep offering new things. It's what I've been doing lately with, bringing the guests up and everything. I just got a secret anonymous message from an old friend. You still look great in red, Yogi Eric. Miss you and hope you're well. Blessings. We all know her. We haven't seen her for a while. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. Liam says, dope glasses. Thank you. I bought them myself. Good morning, Lucy. We're going to go in just a few minutes so I can take out that. Unfortunately, I remembered the recycling. Man, if I could have just forgotten for another half an hour, I would have been out the door and walking. Could have missed it. Semper says, miss you, Shirley. I miss Shirley too. It was not Shirley. I do miss Shirley though. I see her around the YouTube streets. She does not frequent our frequency that I'm aware of. I'd like to think that she does pop in and she sends a little silent blessing, some love. And I can understand. I think I've asked a lot from people. Lisa says, Shirley is so lovely. Shirley is lovely. Sounds like T or a couple of others. Nope. They have not been here for a bit. They have not been on YouTube for a bit. I hope that this is a sign of a return to YouTube. Coco says, that's why I asked about vindication. Does it help victims of crime heal? I don't think so. I think vindication is a sign of ego glorification. It's only the ego that feels vindicated because only the ego needs to be vindicated. Spirit is simple, it is silent, and it always resides ever present to accept and accept and accept. So the only thing that needs to be vindicated is the ego. I was right. And I've always been right. And you will see me as right. And I see myself as right. So it's just the ego standing up and shouting, look at me, look at me, look at me, is what the ego always does. So beyond, this is what Rumi meant when he said, beyond the idea of right and wrong, there is a field. I will meet you there. The field is that ever silent witness of acceptance. Coca says, what if I was right? Then it's okay. If you were right, do you need to be vindicated, or can't you just be right? We don't always need to make an issue. Hold on one second, guys. My poor cat was locked out of the room for all of 5 minutes, and she can't stand that fact. I will check it out right before I go for a walk. I'll read it, Lucy, and then I might not be able to reply until right after the walk. By the way, tomorrow Lucy's going to come up and pull some cards. Right? I do not drive anything, Frodo. However, I don't know what a Chevy Yukon is. What I would like to drive if I had my druthers, there's a word for you to use sometime today. Hey, cat, if you're listening in, if you could throw out, if you stop for gas, and as you're like paying for the gas, if you could throw out the word druther sometime, Ray says, yo, can you make me mod, please? It's me. Do you remember? I remember Ryan. But how about the? Hold on one second. Hold on one second. We're gonna wait a little bit before I mod you up. Just a few more times coming in and hanging out. Marlon says, "Yep, sounds like something a cat would do." Yep. And then she just comes in and stares at me, as if she's attempting to make me feel guilty. I refuse to. I'm on to her tricks. I don't even feel a little bit guilty. Lisa says that's what it's about. I won't be able to. Oh, because I'm focused on building my channel. With what's working harder on this, so I can get my own place. Because you don't deserve to live under abuse. That's fine, Lucy. You know, always, always, whatever you need to do for yourself is perfectly 100% cool with me. Mark says, unless the cat was pretending. I think the cat was pretending. She was not even slightly offended by it. Well, maybe she was offended. I don't know. Cats are mystery, every single one of them. And you know who I'm talking about. Cats are mysteries in the best possible way. So, Lucy, again, whatever ever you need to do, you know we got you back. Understood. And otherwise, I absolutely would. It's just this is more of a priority right now. I understand. Hey, you know when it comes to channels, to help in our channels, especially if you're someone who has a message, I definitely understand that priority. Mark says, I'm playing live bass and are talking. You're playing bass to me talking? Coco put up a Christmas tree. It's so cute. Man, I haven't had a tree in ages. I haven't had one in this house since my mom died. I was one of her caregivers. And I haven't had one at all since my, well, I guess maybe. Not in this house. I was going to say since my divorce. But you know, I was with my ex-wife partners for 12 years after our divorce. I can't recall. I'm sure she had a Christmas tree. I can't remember though. You're welcome, Lucy. Of course, my friend. Coco says I haven't had one in 4 years. I'm glad you have one now, though, and I'm glad it makes you happy. Mark says Exodus trying to keep up, and Led Zepp. What Zeppelin you got on? Jones or Entwistle? Who's the better bass player? I think my favorite bass player might surprise people. Cici says I can hear some MAGA hat wearing posers saying wood chipper. Which part? Oh, Christmas tree. Coco says I love holidays. I usually celebrate as many as I can. We got Thanksgiving coming up. Marlon says somehow my indoor cat caught a bird, either on the window or the balcony, which is secured by a net. Oh wow. My cats have not caught birds, but this one cat here has caught two mice. It's 2-0 for the cat down in the downstairs. Hey, Lady Sky. 22 days till Thanksgiving for USA. Yep. Ethanol makes me have a Shorty hat. Coco says, yes, I'm hoping to make Thanksgiving dinner. Turkey? Tofurkey? Don't laugh at me. I've had tofurkey. It's okay. I don't really eat fake vegan meat or anything. I used to when I was traveling, or like if something new came out, uh, Mocha would buy it and we would try it, just to know. And um, like when the Impossible Burger came out, we wanted to try it. Same with Beyond Meat. Beyond Meat's really good. I don't need it. Hey, Sandy. Sandy, how are you? What's going on, Lady Sky? We're going to hear your news, and then I got to run out, get that recycling out, get outside before the sun comes up. Coco says, I can't be vegan or a vegetarian. I need protein. My body, so yes, gobble, gobble. Well, you can get protein from plants. The animals that you eat generally get their protein from plants. They get a lot of protein, and I work out every single day, sometimes several times a day, and I work out pretty hard. I've run 100-mile races as a vegan, 24-hour races. I think I've done about 17 24-hour races. I've done well over 100 ultra marathons, from 50K to 100 miles, all as a vegan. Cindy says, I'm doing okay. I just woke up to take care of baby Elizabeth. Tell baby Elizabeth we said hi. Lots and lots of love to you, Sandy, and to Elizabeth, and to your partner. Got you. Coco says, I don't like eating enough to eat that much vegetables. I can understand that. Do you know, I guess per ounce, broccoli has more protein than steak per ounce. Ray says, please make me a mod, please. Eventually, it's got to sort of come, Ray, it sort of has to come organically. Like as we're proceeding through conversations. Does that make sense? It's nothing personal at all, my friend. Well, it says now on my little bulk till the end of the year, I plan to get 60 to 70% of my protein from plant sources. Wow, interesting. Keep us posted. Broccoli hurts your stomach. You mentioned that with other forms of fiber, right? That it was difficult for you. So I completely understand. Everyone needs to do. I never tell anyone that they need to be. No one needs to be a vegan if they don't want to be a vegan. I think everyone should definitely eat more plants, but that doesn't mean they need to be exclusively plant eaters. I didn't see a message. See if I can find it. Hammer says, I run parallel to Maryland, but in PA above York. I get my start in radio and Wheeling. That's a special place to me. And I've been delivering there for decades. I love Wheeling. It's a beautiful city. All I saw was you had bad news. Oh, my mom quit her job, so I don't think I'll be able to sing anymore, Yogi. That is sad news. Maybe we can fit some time in between, Lady Sky. Let's stay open to possibilities. And if it presents itself, let me know and we'll run with it. This keyboard is grunk. Any racist bass players here? Did they have to be racist? Not per ounce, Yogi, maybe per calorie. Okay, there you go. Thank you, Marlon. Sampa says, Rayan, what's the number one reason you want to be moderator and delete comments? Lady Scott says, how are you to Sissy? And okay, Yogi. Yeah, I always let's stay open to all possibilities. We might be able to fit some things, here and there. I used to have issues with all sorts of legumes, but now it's fine. Just vegan protein powders don't agree with me. And there's a limit on how much tofu and TVP I can handle too. Yeah, I don't eat a lot of tofu every once in a great while. It's not a bad thing at all. Some of the most fit people in the world overall, not as athletes, but just regular everyday people. Uh, China, Japan, very few, still to this day, overweight people. And their diet is a large amount of tofu. Don't be afraid of it, but don't overdo it. Hey, Josh. Josh, we have not had a good quote from you in a while. Ask him if he drives a Merc. Who's that? Mark. Mr. Something Else says, hey, a sub T. Oh, Sniper said, could you not sing to your mother and us at the same time? Sissy did a gut biome reset recently and can eat the stuff that upset my tummy. Although I've yet to meet anyone who doesn't get gassy from eating eggs. Been a while since I've had eggs. Well, almost 17 years. Hammer says, I had to make a few deals to do this, so I've agreed on 2 runs a week, no further than Mississippi, and no further straight distance than 10 hours. You okay with that compromise? Gets you back on the road. Hey, Toy Pups. Josh says, Josh, we have not had a good quote from you in a while. Yes. You're not getting them for a while. I'm not getting them for a while. I beg to differ, my friend. We just got one. Josh says, Puppy Mommy. She was asking about you not long ago. Josh. Francis, can you make me mad? Not yet. I'll tell you one of the reasons why I'm always a little wary of anyone who really, really wants to be a mod and is insistent upon it. So, if you really want to be a mod, keep hanging out, contribute to the conversation beyond asking to be a mod, and let's see what happens. Thank you, Sissy. We got a link for Sissy. I'll click that now to have it ready. Guys, I got to get ready to head out. I'm late. Josh says it's me. Yep, Sniper says, Ray, now you've answered the test question. All right. Thank you, Flora. All right, I got to run out, guys. Sorry to be abrupt. Thanks for listening. Hey, Hammer, be safe on the road. Hammer says, no, Yogi, but I'll deal with it. Tip Up says, Ray enjoying 2025, no content. Well, if he would like to be a mod someday, as mentioned, come on in, relax. No need to ask for it. It'll happen by itself. Hang out, help people on the live stream, be friendly, send out love to everyone. And Fran says, make me mod. Well, when you put it that way, of course. What have I been waiting for? All you had to do was ask me 19 times. You know what they say, the 19th time is always the charm. Josh says, I need to go out for fursuiting. Next time you come in, let us know what it's going to be. What are you going to suit up as? What are you going to suit up for? Toy Pops is laughing. You have native Atos. A lot of Canadians trust you like bubbles with a cat. Marlon says on a diet with less carbs, a mix TVP and some animal protein and veggies and legumes for 1 to 2 meals. Perfect. Toy Pup says, thank you for my morning laugh. I'm all good now. Well, I'm glad to hear. Yep, Semper says, just take a minute. Yeah, relax. Take a minute. Everything in its own time, my friend. I gotta run. Love you guys. We'll be back at 1. Again, no big guest. That's okay, ladies guy. I'm optimistic that we'll somehow make it work. You know, one thing that we do, and Toy Pup says this quite frequently. If she can't come up and sing, she'll record a song and send it to me. If you ever want to record a song where you have like a free moment, and then send it to me, and I can play it on the live stream whenever we want. Something to consider. Bye, Josh. We could work something out sometime, Arlen. Coco says, see you later. See you, Coco. Bye, Flora. I'll see y'all later. Bye, guys.